Hi, good people. It's Sherry. I am here with some free and valuable information for you tonight. And as you know, information is more valuable than silver and gold. So if you want to hear some interesting and informative content that you will benefit from having listened to, please stick with me, because tonight I will be talking about part 2 of cloning as it relates to the human brain. And I'll also touch a bit on the aspect of, well, you'll find out. That part will be a secret. Just stick around for the first part. We'll see if you can handle the first part. Then I'll tell you about the second part, okay? So come on, for those of you who enjoy this kind of stuff. For those of you who don't, okay, that's all right. Don't leave mad, just leave. But for the rest of you, let's talk cloning. I can explain it, okay? All right, in layman's terms. All right, you've heard me say this before. It's all about the EMFs, electricity. Okay, EMF stands for electromagnetic frequencies. Electromagnetic frequencies are in the brain, the body, and the environment. Okay, every time you think a thought or feel an emotion, the brain gives off an electromagnetic frequency that can be read out. And they've been practicing decoding the brain and the signals and what they actually mean. It's called thought identification. So identifying the actual, thought behind the frequency. Mind reading, okay? They're able to do it. I've said this before. We're past that point now, so it's real, it's happening, it's not a theory, it's in practice. If you want to research it more, this was done back in the 70s. You can research Dr. Michael Persinger and Dr. Robert G. Malik. They both worked on decoding electromagnetic frequencies to identify specific thoughts. Mind reading. This was back in the 70s. There is a device patented it's a frequency machine to not only read the frequencies of the human brain, the EMFs that are put out every time you think a thought or feel an emotion, but there's also a machine that can send them back in, okay, which is useful in things like behavioral modification, okay. All right, okay, so, and all right, so that's an EMF. Also in the body, there's electromagnetic frequencies. Every time you make a movement, big or small, if you laugh, if you cough, if you blink, whatever you do, those are series of muscles and tendons moving. The body can't move by itself. It has to receive the signal from the brain to do whatever it is. Touch your head, cough, blink, whatever it is, it has to have the signal. And the signal reads out as an electromagnetic frequency, EMF. Okay? That's why when people have strokes, they can still have the limb, the arm or the leg, but it won't move because the signal from the brain won't travel to the muscle or the tendon to make that body part move. There's a disconnect in that. Okay? So you need that electromagnetic frequency to make the body move. Either micro little movements or big movements, okay? Dancing, running, whatever. Whatever it is, playing sports. You need, body movement, right? We're human beings, okay? So, also, the environment has electromagnetic frequencies. That's how we are doing this broadcast right now, okay? So, internet, that means TV, that means phone, that means radio, that means cellular. When you pick up your phone, there's no cords on it, but you can call on that thing from here to Mexico, from here to China. How? Magic? There's no wires. How you doing it? Frequencies. The frequencies are carrying it, right? From tower to tower through the satellite system. Okay, more or less, right? So electromagnetic frequencies, the brain, the body, and the environment. Okay, so now we're talking about cloning. All right, each person has a unique brain signature, just like our fingerprints. They're unique to us. Yours is different, your mother's is different, your father's is different, your siblings, your cousins, your family, people your friends. Everybody has their own individual brain signature. Okay, that's unique to them. Your brain signature is in charge of, it is like the login code, if you will, the access code for controlling brain function. Okay, so every time you think a thought, feel an emotion, that's an electromagnetic frequency. Also with your body, the brain controls vision. Okay, the vision part is in the back. Even though the eyes are in the front, it's because of refraction. Okay, so in the back, your brain controls your vision, not necessarily your eyes. Same thing with your ears. It's on the inside of your brain, your audio cortex. That's what controls your hearing, not these decorative things here. Even though it's that center of the brain is located on the other side of here, around this area, these you could still hear without these. Okay, that's because electromagnetic frequencies. Okay, the brain controls the function of the body. Okay, so when you sorry, we're having a block party. There's a block party going on over here, so I just heard some noise in that. So I paused. Anyways, good people. Okay, so you understand that the brain controls all that. That is you. That is your personality. That is your hopes, your dreams, your fears. Everything that makes you, you is housed here. Okay, and an electromagnetic level, because the brain is the organ. Yes. Okay, the actual, you know what it looks like. It's got little grooves and stuff in it, usually colored pink. Okay, that's your brain. Now, that's just the physical brain. It also works on an electrochemical level, right? It's got all those chemicals in there, which they treat with medications, and it also has electricity in there, right? Every time it thinks a thought, it sparks a synapse, okay? That's electrical activity, right? That's why you've heard them treat things like mental illness with electricity. Electroshock therapy was very popular right back in the 50s and 60s. Okay, that's because the brain itself operates on it's electrochemical. Okay, so anyways, with this theory, you understand that the brain controls the thoughts and emotions and the body movements all together up here. Okay, so what happens with our brain signature is when it's cloned. Clone just means to make a copy. Okay, to duplicate, make, and I explained this before, but I'm just reiterating it real quick. Okay, so also EEG heterodyning. EEG stands for electricity, encephalo, which means head, brain, and then gram, measurement, a machine to measure the electroactivity in the brain. Okay, reading your thoughts and emotions. It's possible. There are workers in other countries who have to wear EEG headsets. Okay, and then when they go to work, and their bosses can look on the command center computer and see what state of brainwaves their employees are in. And when you're angry, mad, sad, glad, different emotions show up different. They light up different, because they're different emotions. So they obviously are giving off a different wave pattern. Those patterns are able to be read out. And not just the patterns for emotions, but actual thoughts too. That's a little more high tech, but it can be done. Okay. I explained that in the beginning. I don't want to keep saying it, but I want to make sure you guys understand it. That's possible now. Okay, that's possible. That's possible. That's possible. Mind thoughts can be read. Okay? Got that red pill? You want it? Red pill, blue pill. Take the red pill. Come on. Anywho, that being said, when you clone, what are you cloning? Well, you making a duplicate copy of the brain? No, the brain can't leave the head and still function. They already tried that with the monkeys, and then the monkeys, they switched heads, and then the one monkey survived, but I think it was only for like 6 days. And then on the new body, he couldn't, they switched heads. And then the monkey with the new body, because his old body had a different head, the other monkey's head. But anyways, he only survived for 6 days, and he couldn't move the body. Right? He survived, like just a head, but I'm paralyzed. I can't move. So, anyways, that doesn't work. You can't survive. The body needs the head altogether, type of thing. Right? But what can be copied is your consciousness. Okay? The thing that controls your, how to explain it? The brain is like a computer, right? A supercomputer. So if you copy your brain signature, what brain signatures are used for are you're able to log into the brain. Yes, just like you can sync devices, okay, computer to phone, phone to computer, Alexa, all this, all that. You can also sync, yes, because the human brain, remember, runs off of EMFs. So does the internet, so does the environment. EMFs, frequencies. Okay, that's why they're able to make a machine to send frequencies back in. It's just frequencies. I know it seems like it should be so much more. It's our hopes, it's our dreams, it's our personalities. It should be something, bigger. It's not. It's frequencies. Still wonderful. It's frequencies. Okay, energy, direct energy, EMFs, electromagnetic frequencies make us us. So when you can sync human brains with other human brains, And what that can do is one of the brains can be the master controller brain, okay, and can send messages to the other brain. Messages like thoughts and emotions, or actual body movements. Because remember, frequencies control every thought, every emotion, and the body. So you got two brains, Jim and John. Okay, we'll say Jim is the master. He's going to be the master controller, right? He's going to be the main. If you picture it like a video game, because that's what they use this for. Okay, picture the power player. Okay, they can control the other player. They can send a signal to the body of the other person, player B or player 2, and they can move player 2's arm, or make player 2's head turn, or move player 2's leg. Kind of, you get it? Because it's sending a frequency. You sync the two brains, EEG heterodyning. You mix the signals of the two brains with the one brain, player 1 being the dominant one, okay, and sending signals to player 2. Okay, so player 1 says, I want to see your arm move. Boom, send the signal. Arm moves. Player 1 says to player 2, I want to see your head turn. Sends the signal. Turn your head. Boom. Player 2 receives it. The brain receives it. Turns the head. Okay, player 1 says, I want to see you lift up your leg. Player 2 lifts up leg. Okay, you get it? I'll show you the video afterwards. I'll post it in the links, but I'll also post it on my page so you can see that. It's in a TED Talk. It says, yes, you can move somebody else's arm with your brain. You can use someone else's brain can move your arm. It's a TED Talk. I'll just put it in the links and I'll put it on my page, okay? Because yes, this is a thing. I'm not just saying this. This is. So, syncing the human brains, cloning, EEG heterodyning, mixing the two signals from taking a copy of the brain signature, mixing them, as in virtual reality, again, you got the first person's brain signature and the second person's, and remember, brain controls thoughts and emotions and movement. You can, player 1, can move the body of player 2. And, okay, that's just the body movement. So what? Okay, you made me move my arm. So what? I'll move it back down, right? You made me move my leg. Okay, so what? I'll move it right back down. Okay. Remember, EMFs control the body and the brain. Every thought, every emotion, mad, sad, glad, I feel happy, I feel joyful, I want to sing, I feel like, being nice to people, or, the other whole spectrum, right? Mad, sad, glad, humans, we have so many. Anyways, those all give off an electromagnetic frequency. Okay, same thing with the thought. Every thought, from little to big. What's my grocery list? What's my to-do list? What do I have to do at work? What are my duties? Who do I have to call? What am I going to cook? Right? Those are all thoughts. Little, big, doesn't matter. They can be big thoughts too. Let me work out this equation. Let me figure out how to, do savings or something. I don't know. Just more detailed, complicated thought processes. Still, it gives off an electromagnetic frequency. Okay, so again, with player 1, when you sync these two brains, when you EEG heterodyne, okay, electroencephalogram, you read out the signals and you send them back, you combine them and send them in with two players, two people, you're syncing. Player 1 can move the body on player 2, but player 1 can also send in thoughts to player 2. Because remember how a thought is an electromagnetic frequency. It's that simple. Every time Sherry thinks of ice cream, her brain goes up, up, down, down, and to the right. Okay, it's a frequency. To me, it's a thought. It's a complete thought. I want ice cream, okay? That's complete. You got your noun in there, you got your verb, and you got your whatever the other thing is, the noun and the verb. I want ice cream. Okay, and the pronoun. Yeah, I is a pronoun. You got your pronoun, you got your verb, want, and ice cream. You got your noun, your thing, right? Person, place, thing. I want ice cream. Simple. Those are the thoughts that run through my head. Okay, but on an electromagnetic level, frequency, it reads out as up, up, down, down, to the right. Because it's a frequency. It can be read out. To me, it's my life. On a readout, it's up, up, down, down, right. It's a code, because the brain is like a computer, right? Ones and zeros, ones and zeros. Codes, okay? So me and player one, say we're synced. Player one knows the code for ice cream for me, okay? How do they know it? I don't know. He got it somehow, he or she. Okay, then they send the code in to me. Boop, 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 right? Our brains are synced, cloned. He cloned mine, right? My signature. He got it online somewhere, found it, got it. Now he's cloned it, okay? Boom, now he synced it. He synced his brain signature with mine. Now my brain, like a computer, can receive the signal. Okay, so he says, think of ice cream. Boom, sends in the signal. All of a sudden, out of the blue, I'm thinking of ice cream. How? Because that's what cloning is. Excuse me one moment. It is making a copy of the brain signature and then syncing to human brains and sending signals in to affect the thoughts and emotions and to affect body movements. Okay? So that's what cloning is. Now, when is this used? Who does this? Well, there's a big gaming community and an underground community that uses this. I'm going to use one example, and I said it yesterday. It's with sex, virtual sex. You can agree, you can get copies of your brain signatures and exchange them with other people and sit and log into each other and have sexual experiences. You know, oh, boom, okay, here's this frequency thought. You know, and send the stimulation to the body part. Because remember, the brain controls the body, right? You get, you know, you can stimulate body parts, but it has to be from the brain, right, to the body part, including up to and including genitalia. We discussed that yesterday. Okay, so what does this mean? In layman's term, which I didn't get to yesterday, I really wanted to drive this part home. That means that people can have access illegally to your brain signature, which is being sold on the black market, and force a broadcast frequency into your brain to affect your body like a robot, like a puppet master, okay? Turning your head, turning your arm, you know, God knows what. Getting up, opening doors, right? Unlocking things like a maze. Maybe they want to see you do all this, okay? Maybe you lock the door to be safe. Maybe they want you to unlock it so they can come in. They can do it with EEG heterodyning / cloning. What else? They can send thoughts in. Okay? When's the best time to do this to a human being? When is the best time? Well, when it's consensual, you can do it anytime, right? You get online, you and your friend or whomever, and you're, you know, and you guys are going to game and you're going to, you know, whatever, and stimulate each other and play a game, and you're both consensual, you got your brain signatures, whatever, okay? That's consensual. You can do that when you're awake. All right. When do you do it? When's the best time to do it non-consensually to somebody? If you're a pervert, you're on a website, you paid all this money. Hey, I want access to people's brain signatures. I want to send broadcast into them. I want to move their bodies. I want to stimulate them. I want to send in signals. I want to send in thoughts. I want to play God. That's what this is. This is a macabre game of using human beings as living avatars, puppets, which is coincidentally or non-coincidentally a big term used in the Luciferian worshiping elite. That's what they refer to as the rest of us who are not Luciferian worshiping. They think we're their puppets, like the old song, puppet, I'm your puppet, I'll do a little dance. Right? I don't know the whole lyrics, but it's a nice song. It's creepy though, because nobody wants to be anybody's puppet. What's the old story about Disney? Oof. I'm not going to talk about anybody, but if you do your research on Disney, I don't know, there was a story about Pinocchio, okay, the boy, and then the old man, whatever his name was, Gestapo, and how he, you know, that was his son, but not really, it was his foster son or something, some kid he found, and the little boy was a puppet. There's certain medications too that you know can move the body and move certain. Anyway, okay. This video. I'm sorry. Let's focus. Cloning. EEG heterodyning cloning, the human brain signature, to then force, because the brain runs on electromagnetic frequencies, you can force a broadcast in, just like you can send a broadcast is doing this right now, broadcast TV, broadcast radio, broadcast internet, broadcast cellular. Those are all frequencies going through the air, utilizing the towers and the satellites to channel through the air to reach the target, to reach the intended receiver. Your brain is the receiver. So somebody's got your channel, your brain signature, that's your station. Okay? They got your station and they're sending stuff in. What are they sending in? Whatever the heck they want to. Okay? Remember, this is people, I would think, who are mentally unhealthy to do this non-consensually in the first place. They shouldn't have access to your brain signature. Not sure how they got it, but they have it. The people know about this, some of the people, and they are abusing it. This is a form of trafficking, which is what I was saying yesterday. Okay, so now you know in full detail. And also, this can be so detailed, cloning and controlling another person's brain signature and making them do things. They can actually have you, like I said, opening doors and doing things that you wouldn't normally do. Okay, so it's a form of mind control. Well, of course it is. They're logging into your brain. Where's your mind? Up here, it's your brain. It's your thoughts. It's your emotions. It's your hopes. It's you. So somebody else is logging in and overriding their player one, your player two in your own body. Okay, Houston, we have a problem. Like I said, puppet-like stuff, which is what Luciferian worshiping people refer to the rest of us as. Okay, and I'm going to be honest, okay? This is what I can't stand about this, and what makes it so very dangerous. It's actually possession. It's like, okay, without being dramatic. I'm not dramatic. I grew up in a waspy family. I've seen a lot of stuff. It is what it is. But there's a time to be dramatic when it's very serious. And someone overtaking your mind and your body through a simple broadcast, because the technology is this advanced, you need to know, and it is dramatic. We need to talk about it. It is very much like being possessed. Think about it. How many of you seen The Exorcist, right, you guys? Remember? You remember how creepy that was? Like what that demon did to her body? People think it was Satan that possessed, but it's actually another. It doesn't matter. They're all the same. They're all wicked, but just so you know, it wasn't. But whatever. Same difference, right? You don't want that in your body. Remember what it did to her? It like ate her from the inside out, She was so in pain, and she was stuck in there inside her own body. That was the freaky part. Same thing if you guys seen Get Out. Remember the movie Get Out? Jordan Peele? That's the freaky part to us, to be stuck in your own body but not have control over it. Because we were given control of our own body by the true God who made us, who made our DNA in the first place. That was our gift. It's our body, our minds. We are the only ones that are supposed to have access to it, okay? But now, in this world of advanced satellite-based technology, and this tells you how close we are towards some pretty major milestones, okay? Getting closer, they're able to do this. That's right. With your brain signature, they can log into your brain, clone your consciousness, and sync you with another human brain, and have you playing player two in your own brain, in your own body. Yeah, that's like being possessed, because you are no longer in total control of your own body. Somebody can send in a signal to make you move, to make you walk, to override your thoughts, send a thought into you that you would have normally had. Okay? What kind of thought are they sending in? I don't know. It's all on the sender. You see how this is, it's like possession. Somebody else has control over your brain and your body. Not good. And this is not a theory. This is not me just talking. This is scientific research that has been being done by the highest of agencies, the highest scientists in the world that know what they're doing. Okay? They have been able, And this is all knowledge. If you want to do research, like I said, first you want to research Dr. Michael Persinger and Dr. Robert Malik. They did some heavy duty research back in the 70s, and they're the ones who were the first pioneers in making remote EEGs, which is the ability to log into the brain in the first place and read the patterns, read thoughts. Okay. Then they also, Robert G. Malik made the machine to actually send back in thoughts. Frequency machine. Because remember, it's all frequencies, EMFs. Okay. I digress. So now that you know what EEG cloning is and EEG heterodyning, excuse me, that's the full complete name, hetero, opposite, so opposite brain signals from two different people, and dying means power, like a dynasty, powerful opposite brain signals, two different brains combining, and then one has control over the other one to sync, they're synced, okay? To me, this is like possession with technology, because another human, somebody else, Tom, Dick, or Harry, look at, I'm getting all upset, Tom, Dick, or Harry, okay, for you Spanish speaker, fulano, mengano, y sutano, that's the Spanish version of Tom, Dick, and Harry. Don't ask me how I remember that, but in Spanish class, that was in there for some reason, and I found it hilarious, because I don't know, my mother always said that one, I don't know, that was a phrase we heard growing up, just don't let any Tom, Dick, or Harry in the house, don't let any Tom, Dick, or Harry be your friend. So it's funny that the Spanish people have that too, fulano, mengano, y sutano, So yeah, but what I'm saying is, when your brain is taken over, when these people are doing EEG cloning because they're selling our brain signatures on different websites on the dark web for sale, they're selling them and trading them and buying them amongst each other like freaking baseball cards. Our brain signatures. Hello, ding, 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 ding. I don't want to talk about anything else. Nothing. I want to talk about this. Okay? And the people who do it, they laugh about it because it's a whole underground society. They think they're so smart, these criminals. Good people, I'm talking to you. I love you so much. I have a hard time showing it, like my mother. But I do. I love you. I care. That's why I'm doing this. Also, I love myself. You have to love others as yourself. And I love myself and I love others. Okay? Sometimes I have a hard time showing it, but this is one of the ways that I show it, is by sharing important, free, and valuable information with you. Okay? Because I could keep it to myself. Actually, probably, never mind. I choose to share it because I care. Okay? I do the research and then I share it. I could keep the research to myself. What logic and what helpfulness is there in that? No, that'd be selfish. Okay, so what was my point here? Sorry, I'm not going to get too much into it, but I am a victim of targeting, and a lot of times this direct energy weapons are used on me because it's so easy, right? Nowadays, all they have to do is have your brain signature. That's another thing they can do with it. They can log in and make you move and affect your thoughts and emotions, and they can also use it just as a regular weapon, just to beam in. And you've seen what microwaves can do, right? To food. So if you beam it on the human body or brain, can hurt and can cause some issues. So this being said, okay, so what's the next step? What to do about this technological possession, this EEG heterodyning, illegal cloning, trafficking, okay, is what, because like I was saying, they're buying, selling, and trading good people, this criminal underclass, and they think they're hilarious. They think they're funny because people are on this. Your brain signature is out there somewhere, people. Yours and yours and yours and mine. Definitely mine. All of ours. I say mine because mine's already been cloned and given out to the pervert dark web to buy and sell and trade amongst themselves. And I'm very upset about it, and it's illegal. And yeah, so I'm here because I want you to avoid it. But it's some people are even on this and are not aware that their brain signature was bought and sold. So now you know. Okay, because the criminals sure aren't going to tell you. They're laughing their heads off amongst each other. They think they're so much smarter than the rest of us. Ha 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 ha. We have this, they have parties. They call them all access. All access to what? Your brain. And they pay money. Yeah, this is the new drug of choice. They're using it. It's a form of mind control. I mean, think about it. They're at their computer or with their phone, and they're able to log into another human being's brain activity. Yeah, that would be addicting, especially if you have to think these people are perverts in the first place to be even doing this. What are you doing in somebody else's brain non-consensually? It's one thing to do it amongst each other if you're agreeing. That's another thing. There's people that agree, they have, I've heard tell, they have things like sex orgies, you know? This is like cyber sex, but the 2019 version. You remember back 10, 20 years ago, they were still doing it, but they just used the camera and I think whatever, undressed and whatnot. No, now they're actually logging into your brain to do it, which is fine, again, when it's consensual between two people, okay? But this is people stealing other people's brain signatures and hosting all access parties to perverts, okay? This is a form of mind rape. And just like regular rape, mind rape is serious. Somebody is entering in your... Actually, I think your mind is even more sacred than your body. More sacred. Your body you can kind of get over, Kind of. It's still hard. But your mind. Mind rapes. Sex trafficking. Human trafficking. Using brain signatures. So that's why I'm here again. Video number 2, part 2. Okay, because it's that serious. And I'm going to keep on talking about this till the cows come home. Because it's a real thing and we need to acknowledge it. The criminals already know about it. Like I said, good people. The criminals like to think that we're dumb. They do. They think we're naive. They think we're sheeple. They think we're not hip. We don't know what's up from down. They laugh about it. Ha ha ha. We got all this technology. They don't know. Man, we're buying and selling and trading and, we can do this and that. And they don't even know. They're so stupid. No, we're not stupid. Are we good people? We're just as smart as them. We're just nicer. We don't think on that level. We're not at home thinking, how can I log into somebody else's brain? How can I sexually assault somebody and get away with it? Most people don't think like that. And if you do think like that, and if you do have a problem assaulting, may I suggest a little jail time for you, for those people? Hey, what's good for the goose is good for the gander. A little jail time ain't never hurt nobody. I'm not saying lock them up, throw away the key, no. But a little jail time for these assaults, sexual assaults, oh yeah. Mind raping people, stealing brain signatures, the very heart of the human soul, oh yeah. Yeah, a little jail time would be helpful because that would set a precedent in society. Otherwise, right now, on the internet and in these groups of people, these criminally minded ones that are doing this, hosting these parties, they are making money. Okay, and they're loving it. It's like it's a gold mine for them. The human brain. They're all up in our brain, good people. Ding, 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 ding. I'm sounding the bell. Ding, 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 ding. It's like one of those things you ever have a moment where you just can't, you try to be quiet about it. You're like, okay, maybe it's going to stop. Maybe somebody else will notice. Maybe somebody else will say something and nobody's saying something. And some people don't know, and you're looking around like, it's like one of those vampire parties, where you're like, oh my goodness, they're vampires and everybody doesn't know. Only I know. I got to say something. Help. No, I'm just kidding. Logically, they're criminals, but they're still only humans. Although some of them do worship Lucifer and the demons, so there is that factor. And if you're Christian, you understand that there's the true God. He has a name, right? Jehovah. The Hebrew tetragrammon, we try to translate it the best we can in English. Jehovah, that's what I was taught. Okay? I don't read Hebrew, so I have to assume the people who taught me and the thousands and millions of people who backed them up knew what they were talking about. Anyways, I digress. There's a true God. He has a name, and he's good, and he's kind. And there's good angels, the ones that didn't rebel. And there's Jesus, okay? We have those people. So if you believe in them, if you're Christian, then you understand that there's also their enemies, right? Satan and the demons, hurled from the earth. Hurled to the earth, right? Like a thunderbolt. That's why a lot of times in symbolism, people use the thunderbolt. It's a symbol of Satan because in the book of Luke, it said that he fell from the sky like a thunderbolt. He was actually kicked out, okay? And the heavens rejoiced when he left, him and the demons, because they were so wicked. They were so wicked, you know. They were stirring things up and not, you know, can you imagine? Look at what they're doing here. Perversions and whatnot, you know. Angels can't stand that either because they're holy. You know, just like I think most people, we're good, right? We're born in God's image, so we're good. I'm not saying that we don't make mistakes, and I'm not sitting up here saying that I haven't done horrible things. I never said that. I never said I was a perfect person. I don't start my videos, "Hi, perfect people." I never said that. I said, "Hi, good people," because I'm a good person. I'm not a perfect person. I'm not the best person, but I am a good person. I am, because I'm made in my Father's image. And the true God is a good God. He's kind, he's holy, he's just, he's merciful, he's generous. He makes the sun shine on the wicked and the good, both. We wouldn't do that, right? If you had control over the sun, you already know, right? It'd be like, nope, me. And if somebody makes you mad, wouldn't you like take away the sun from them that day? Like, no, you walk around in the shade. You know sun for you. You tell everybody else, don't. They're on a punishment. They're not getting sun today. They'd be all pale and like, that's what they get. See, that's how we think as humans sometimes. But if we think how God thinks, he makes the sun shine upon the good as well as the wicked. Okay, for now, because he's just. And there'll be a time when they'll have to answer for everything. For everything. So all the missing people, all the injustices, that will be addressed. Okay, not to mention the dead ones will be resurrected. So everything that's broken will be fixed. Okay, so I digress. I went off on a tangent, but that was a good tangent, yeah? We're talking some good stuff here. So, again, I'm so sorry. I have gotten like so little sleep lately, just being a targeted person. I'm not going to get too much into it. That's a lot for this video, but that's what's going on. So targeting, EEG heterodyning, cloning, this is an issue that needs to be addressed. I think I've come up with 2 ways that I can think of. What do you guys think? We need to address this sooner rather than later. The criminals are not getting less emboldened. They're getting more emboldened as they're not getting addressed. Okay? I think there's even a scripture in the Bible. If a person's crimes are not addressed, they're going to keep doing it. Okay? If they're criminally minded. A regular person, if they make a mistake, they're not going to do it again, right? That's how you can tell. But a criminally minded person, like, they're going to keep doing it, especially if they're money motivated, if they're a greedy person. Some people are just greedy, like they have that little thing in their brain where they have to be constantly, working distress, right? So anyways, this is a problem that needs to be addressed. 2 ways I can think of doing it is we need to have a cybercrimes task force and a big one, like the drug task force, like the DEA, how there's a whole, agency for that. We need that for cyber. I don't know, maybe there already is. I don't know. But if there is, which I'm going to find out and make that my business to research it. I'm not kidding. I'm not letting this one go. I am not. I'm like a pit bull on this one. I am not. No way in hell. Excuse my language. Ain't no way in hell I'm going to forget about this. No, this is a danger to society. And I rarely get on, the internet. You know me. I try to keep it logical and smooth and interesting and informative. This video, you are seeing me excited because this is a very real and present danger. These criminals right now, tonight's the weekend, Friday, Saturday night, good people, you probably, you hung out a little bit, you relaxed, you had some drink, you had some fish fry, you listened to some music, whatever, you watched a movie, you're visiting with your family, whatever it is, you're doing good things, okay? You're minding your business, you're being happy, you're being a child of God, okay, good. That's the good people. There's more of us. Now, don't forget, not to be negative, but there's a portion of the world that is, not so good. And people can change. So don't demonize them. Just because they're doing bad things don't mean they can't stop. But if they're doing bad things right now, then they need to be stopped, right? So tonight, they're hosting a lot of all access parties. It's the weekend. They're ready to party, right? Not being funny, but a lot of these people who are into this kind of stuff also have drug addictions because this is a very addictive behavior. Having access to somebody's mind control, it's addictive, power control, right? You get a high from it, okay? Because you're feeling people's emotions, you're receiving it, right? Sexual stuff. You know, so they're getting ready to party, but party like in a harmful way. Party on the internet, having access to other people's brain signatures to assault them, and remotely, like cowards. They're sitting in their houses, they're sitting in their drug dens, they're sitting, and they're probably getting ready to have, or you know, these are sex traffickers. These are people who have addiction problems and that need to, you know, address them and not take them out on the rest of us. You know, it's fine if you have an addiction. That's not fair for you to take it out on the rest of us and steal our brain signatures and sit there and assault us. That's not okay. All right? These people tonight, Friday and Saturday, they're getting ready to party. And they're getting ready to party and could be with your brain signatures. Yours and yours and yours. How do the brain signatures even get out on the market? Well, that's something, you know, we need to find out more. I'm not a professional in this. I just know the basics. For one thing, though, I do know that doing an MRI, okay, because that's what that is, it's imaging, that can get out your brain signature. So, I don't know if somebody has access, they're working and they have access to all these, you know, they're on the internet, right? That's where hospitals store our MRI information, right? It's all computer. So if a super hacker, right? This is $1 billion business. Super hacker hacks into the local, you know, hospitals and gets all the list of people that have had MRIs. Well, boom. Okay, you could sell them. Also, too, I mean, there's other ways I'm sure you can get them. You know, they have things that can scan the whole body, scan your DNA from head to toe. Okay, so it can be done. I don't know how exactly they're getting them, but they're getting them and they're buying and selling and trading them on the internet and using them to log into people and assault them by forcing a broadcast into them. Not to mention, when they do the broadcast, it actually gives them audio and visual access to you, which means that they're now seeing you, they're hearing you. Right. This is dangerous because remember, if these are perverts to begin with, or people with drug addictions or sex addictions, now they're seeing you. Now you could be at risk for getting assaulted in person. They're already perverted enough and depraved enough to access you on the internet non-consensually without your permission. What's to stop them from seeing you in person? Okay, that's why this is a clear and present danger that I think us as a society, community, you know, here in the everywhere, worldwide, but especially here in the U.S., we need to address this. So how are we going to do it? You guys can come up with an answer too. But let's not wait too long because the criminals are not waiting at all. They're getting more emboldened. And when this 5G comes, it's going to even speed up the internet and speed up the electromagnetic frequency, the broadcast capabilities, right? The spectrum. That's what the spectrum is. You can travel on it, right? The information highway. That means they're going to be able to do this to more and more people. Okay? And if they're not being stopped now, this is only going to get worse. So here I am, video number 2, breaking it down again. EEG heterodyning, also known as cloning. Cloning is just to make a copy, a duplication, a replica of what? Of your brain signature, which controls your brain function for your body. Right? Thank you very much, Mr. Roboto. Thank you mucho. Right? And also controls your thoughts and emotions, your brain, your consciousness, your brain signature. Shouldn't be copied and synced with anybody's. Should not, without your permission. No, should not. But that's what's going on. That's what I wanted to explain to you, and I think that's where we're going to leave off. Next time, if you wanted to stick around, if this was interesting to you, if you found value, which how could you not, you know, it's important. This is about brain, you know, cloning brain signatures. Do you have a brain? Yes, you do. And it's wonderful. I'm sure it's a wonderful, interesting, intricate, full of valuable information type of brain. Yes. And you don't want anybody having unauthorized access to it, especially not on the, you know, the local level. No way. Okay, so this is important to you. This is pertinent information. Next time, I'm going to talk about cloning again. I think I'm going to do a part 3 because this is important. Okay, and my part 3 though, I'm going to talk about when the best time to do cloning for assault is. And this is true. You can do it anytime when the person's awake or asleep. But the best time when you can really log into the brain and get in there and sync it and override the player 2 is when they're in REM sleep, rapid eye movement. There's something about your brain, whenever you're awake, if you're relaxed, if you're, studying, if you're getting ready to go to sleep, your brain goes in different ways. It follows the Greek, so you got alpha, beta, delta, theta, okay? The main different brain waves, and they all representative of different states, okay? So and remember, the EEGs can read that. Just like in some countries, they can read when you're in, they can read your brain waves, what kind of mood you're in, okay? You get sent home if you're not, up to par here. Which, hey, here, we go to work and we shake it off, right? I don't care if my leg's broken, I need this money, right? We do it. Anyways, I'm digressing, but, so sorry, I'm literally surviving on like 4 hours of sleep in the past, I don't know, several days. So I'm doing good though. I take care of myself. But when you're being abused with advanced satellite-based technology, frequencies, this is what it does. It can cause things like sleep deprivation. Because why? They're logging into you when you're supposed to be sleeping. It's my sleep time, man. I feel like that guy off of Friday. Big perm. Messing with my sleep is like messing with my emotions. Get out of my damn brain. But welcome to the 21st century. You think they wouldn't when they can? We're trusting criminals to be on the honor system. Criminals don't respect the honor system. Remember, criminals don't even respect each other. Have you heard the term, there is no honor among thieves? And I know this to be true because I've been around a couple of thieves. People can change. People can change. The worst people can change. But when they're in the midst of their, depravity, oh man, a thief will, no honor among them. They'll steal from each other. No honor. Because that's, just be a thief to begin with. There's no honor. So then to go around and do something on top of it, it's just like stacking. Just the problem gets worse. So we can't use the honor system to address this issue anymore. We need I was saying the two things we need a cybercrime unit, as big as the DEA, an agency, a whole agency for cyber crimes, okay? And then we also need legislation to enforce laws. And maybe the FCC needs to be notified because they're the ones that are in charge of all this, the Federal Communications Commission, okay? And because these people can be tracked when they're on the internet doing this, pushing in these broadcasts and hosting these all-access pervert parties, there's a record of them, right? They've got to use a device. They're on a computer, they're on a phone, they're logging in somewhere, so their IP address is in, it's in cyberspace. It's on that information highway. And just like on the real highway, there's the state troopers. They can get your license, pull over, woo, woo. That's what needs to happen in real, in the cyber world. Because they can catch them. They know who's where. Okay? Because if you're a person, you're being targeted, they can tell exactly what frequencies are beaming into your residence. They can use a smart meter to detect that. They know. Okay, you've seen Dateline where, like I said in the other video, you make a phone call and they can tell the last person you called. Sure. Who you talked to, for how long, what cell tower it bounced off of. Sure, they can tell all that. Also, the intelligence agencies, they can pull up specific phone calls from years ago when we went digital. Exact phone calls on exact days. Oh yeah, yes, yes, yes. Come on. Yes. Give a hand for advanced satellite-based technology because we have come far. So that being said, if they know how to do all that and they can do all that, it's not theory, it's a practice. They're able to. So then when these people are hosting these pervert parties and doing this, victimizing the general population, then they can be caught. Their IP addresses can be grabbed and they can be traced back to their devices and they can be addressed, called in for questioning. Okay? Sentencing time, charge time. They're not taking it seriously. These criminals think it's absolutely okay. And I know a few. I know a few who are out here masquerading as regular people. And they are hosting brain signature cloning parties on other people's brain signatures. Okay? So that's it. I've said enough. I've said too much. You guys have been great sticking here this whole time. That's it. What do you guys think though? What are your suggestions? What can we do to stop this crime of human trafficking using EEG heterodyning / cloning? How can we nip this in the bud and address it? It's not going away. I'm sorry, these people are criminals and they're not going to stop themselves. They need help to to um to respect the laws, okay, of not hacking into our brains. So how are we going to fix it, people? Come on, I can't do it by myself, please. I need your help. We all need to work together. You got a brain, you're at risk, we're all at risk. Come on, let's work together. Even if you don't like me, which, okay, everybody, that's fine. Not everybody's cup of tea, but for yourself and for society, we need to really powwow on this, because remember, the criminal ones already are. They've powwowed. They're making money. They're broadcasting tonight. It's Friday, Saturday. They're hosting parties. They've powwowed. They've got this. Now us, come on, good people. It's our turn. Let's address it. Okay, on that note, have a good night. Do your research. Do your research. Okay, EEG cloning heterodyning. And remember that God loves us. All right. Thank you. Good night. Bye.